Hey there, good evening, everybody. I'm BaldyPal with BaldyPal Picking, and welcome to the Resellers Not So Late Show. And this is my co-host, Gary. How are you,
What's
buddy?
going on, everybody? Yeah, doing well, doing well. Can't complain. Weather is beautiful today after some rocky storms that we had last night. Got quite a lot of wind and rain and just all hell breaking loose here, but it is beautiful right now. About 72 degrees, a light breeze blowing, and the sun setting in the background. So
The
perfect.
weather was crazy last night, man. I got
Was.
knocked out. The electricity got knocked out at 2 different times for me.
Mm, mm.
Crazy,
Yeah,
absolutely
we
crazy.
lost power, I think, for about 6 hours. About 6 hours. It came, I think, back on at 2:30 in the morning, and you can always tell what lights you left on
What
when
lights
you
you left
wake up in the
on,
morning.
and the clocks are
Oh
resyncing.
yeah,
And
oh yeah.
you're still in relatively new construction area, though, right?
We are.
I
Although I
think that
will
makes a
say
lot of difference in how fast it takes to repair the outage.
it does. It does. There's when it comes to it, I think that there's a lot of good folks down here that work for like Alabama Power, Tallapoosa River Electric, and stuff like that, and they really, really get out there and get at it and
Yeah,
know what they're doing. So we had it back up. It was almost unnoticed to me.
good
So
deal. We got Ken joining us tonight. Thanks, buddy. SSK promo. Appreciate you hanging out with us. And Tina with the Lake Exchange. Hello from Wisconsin. A warm 57 here.
I think that is warm for Wisconsin. I have a buddy that used to live in Wisconsin, and another one that lived in the UP of Michigan, and so that does sound warm,
There's
actually.
no way that's considered warm. I prefer 100% humidity over 57 degrees any day.
I think it's shorts and flip flop weather. Tina, am I wrong?
Are y'all swimming in the waters of Wisconsin? Oh man, that's got to be bury cold. Bury cold.
Mm.
I couldn't do it. What's the coldest climate you've ever been in, Gary?
The coldest I've personally, the lowest temperature I've ever been in was -2. That was the air temperature. That was snow skiing in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and that was on top of the mountain. It it was cold.
That's disgusting, man. No.
That is very cold. Like the funny thing is though, and I've always said this, I said, and I've had people that are from up north and they'll back me up on this. It feels colder down here when it's like 40 degrees than it does up there when it's like 15 degrees because it's so humid down here that it's a wet cold in the air. And it basically just feels like it's just all around you, like you're wearing a wet blanket, you
Yeah.
know? And so, I've had people from up north say, you know what, when it's 30, 35 degrees here, it feels so much colder because of how moist the air is versus like somewhere else. Because I'll say when I was in -2 in Colorado, it didn't feel like -2. Like when the wind would blow, yeah, you'd feel it a little bit, but just in general, you really didn't feel it that much. You almost didn't notice, And of
Yeah.
course, you're snow skiing, so I mean, you're ready to come out of your ski suit, as well with all the heat you build up in that.
I
So,
want to go skiing. I want to take the family skiing. I
mm,
went snow skiing back when I was in high school. I went, I think, my 9th grade year and my junior year with the church retreat, and I had a buttload
mhm.
of fun. It was in West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
It was man-made snow or whatever you want
Mhm.
it, whatever, like machine-blown snow,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was wet snow. I've never had
Mhm.
seen or been in powdery snow, but
Yeah.
that's where I'd like to go snow skiing one day. I don't know where I'd have to go. Would I have to go west to get that, or just further north?
I think you'd probably have to go west. I mean, I imagine out west is probably the best. I mean, I'll put it this way: the U.S. training facility for the Winter Olympics and especially skiing is in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and I'm
Okay.
sure it's there for a reason. There's just so many ski resorts out there between Vail and Breckenridge, and I'm trying to think of some of the others that just spring to mind. Just places like that you can go. And have a good
Yeah.
time. I mean, I actually liked when we went. I didn't care as much for the skiing as much as I did the snowmobiling. I
Oh, I
loved
thought you were gonna
that.
say the beer.
I did like that too. I did like that too. But yeah, the snowmobiling was a lot of fun. And I said, I told my wife, I said, if I lived here, this is what I would do.
I'm
I would
sure.
have a snowmobile, and this would be my hobby is to do
All the
this.
families there probably have a snowmobile. It's like
Mhm.
having a four-wheeler down here in the South in the mud,
That's right.
right?
Yeah, exactly. exactly
Well,
like that.
how's your week been, man? Oh, we got
Pretty
rescue
good.
and resell. Thanks for joining us tonight.
What's going on, y'all?
Appreciate you. Did you get any good picking done this week at all? Have you had a chance?
I actually did go do some picking. I've been out a couple of times. I had some errands to run in town, so I figure why not, you know. So I went
Tina
out
said
and
try dog sledding.
ooh, yeah, I think that would actually be a blast. I would like to do that. I really, really would.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be
um,
cool. We
but
got
yeah,
Greg
so
showing up. Thanks, buddy.
what's going on, Greg?
Great t-shirt auction last night. Oh, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that because Gary doesn't even know what you're talking about, but I need to fill him in on those details.
Interesting.
Yeah. Tell me, what did you find when you went picking?
So, just a couple of things. Found some cool hats. One, of course, was one of my favorite teams, the Miami Dolphins. Brand new hat. It's too big for me. I'm not going to wear it. It's not my style either, but these usually sell pretty good. Usually about 25, 30 bucks. Yes, it was mosquito. You tell me SWAT. Yeah, that's exactly what
Mosquito the size of a pterodactyl.
state bird of Alabama. That's right. Yeah, so I found that. Trying to think what else I found. I found a pair of Hokas.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was cool. Yeah,
They in
got
good
those.
condition?
Yeah, pretty good condition. Just like the slight, for lack of a better term, almost looks like someone dropped a cigarette ash on the top of them. It
Didn't
almost
burn
looks
it,
kind
did
of,
it?
in a way, it's hard to explain. It's almost like a wear spot, but it's on the very, very top. But I don't think it will detract from the value much. I think people mostly use it for fitness, so it's
How much
probably
did you
not
end
that.
up? How much did you pay for them?
$6.
Was that at a Goodwill or somewhere
It
else?
was in Auburn. Yeah, Goodwill in
Wow,
Auburn. Yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, that was
Their
pretty
$20
cool.
prices have come down a little bit, I guess.
I guess so. I guess they're sort of coming somewhat to their senses.
Yeah.
But I
Get
did
them
notice.
listed. They'll sell quick, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I did notice, by the way, that when it comes to the Goodwills in our area, is that there's no more display case anymore. Have you
No,
noticed that?
they removed them from ours too in Columbus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all gone. Which
It's because everything they would put in the display case,
mhm.
they're putting it on shopwithgoodwill.com, I believe.
Which on some of that stuff, though, I wonder how they're actually going to make profit with shipping and all that stuff. I guess
Oh,
that's
they
not my
charge a
problem to
buttload of
solve.
shipping.
I guess that's how they make their way around it. But yeah.
I haven't bought anything from it, but I've put things in my cart and pretended like I was going to check out.
Mhm.
And like the simplest thing was like minimum $10 in shipping. Minimum.
Yeah. I can't do all
Like
that.
everything's getting shipped out priority. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Greg says shout out Auburn Goodwill.
That's right. War Eagle. Yeah, in War Eagle country out there.
So what Renee, I think it's Renee, was speaking of when she said great t-shirt auction last night. I've been telling you, I've been thinking about getting rid of all my men's clothing. And the first thing that came to mind was to see if I could just liquidate it all to one reseller. And I wasn't able to find anybody to take me up on that opportunity. And so what I did was I got back with Victoria and Nana, and I started asking them for some advice on how I could do an auction to get rid of, say, just starting with the t-shirts first, because I feel like that would be the easiest thing to start with. And we got twin flippers up in here. Thanks, Jermaine and Tremaine.
Nice. What's
going on,
guys?
yes, it is Renee. Thank you. I'm trying to remember all these names. There's a bunch of names out here, and I'm not the best with names. Usually I need a name tag that I can refer to, like at a conference, for the first 10
my
names.
name is, yeah.
But I'm trying real hard. So Victoria and Nana were gracious enough to let me come onto their show last night to get rid of my t-shirt pile, which was my death pile, to be honest with you. I had 53 t-shirts in all. I just rounded it to 50. And I ended up putting them in categories of like what they're like. I don't know how, let's just say outdoorsy brands, tactical brands, Southern brands. One of the best ones was the pop culture category, things like that, right? So I ended up with 6 different lots of t-shirts. At the end of the night, I sold them all for $295.
Wow.
So it was a
Wow.
really good auction, very
Hmm.
successful. I think my buy cost on t-shirts is an average of $2 per shirt. Some are
Hmm.
three, some are one, but most are two, right?
Right.
So if I had 50 shirts for average buy cost of $2 a shirt, that's $100, and I made
Absolutely. Yeah.
295 total. So I made 109, no, 295.
Yeah.
So I made $195.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's really
I
good.
was just hoping to be able to liquidate and get my money back, but it was very
Hmm.
successful. Very, very good thing. I'll be honest with you, I liked it so much. I got some ideas in my head about potentially just buying some t-shirts on half price week and making more bundles, and maybe we can do something on the show once a month or something like that. It was
Yeah.
pretty
I
successful.
like it.
Yeah. Next I got to try to get rid of my polo shirts. I got button front shirts and I got pants as well. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. What do you think about the idea of trying to, in the chat, tell me what y'all think. What about doing like mystery boxes? What if I did like medium size mystery box and a large size mystery box, and I could just see how many pieces of clothing I could fit in each one, and then just do like, you know, I'm making this up. Let's say large priority flat rate mystery box is $50, and that's with shipping included. And
Hmm.
medium size priority box is $40, and that's with shipping included. I mean, what do you think? You think that would go over well?
I think so. I mean, similar to what we did during the Christmas special, where we gave away all the items that had been picked, but it was sort of in a bundle, that was worth X amount of dollars. I mean, and you didn't necessarily know what was in it. You knew
Mm-hmm.
it, you had an idea, obviously, that if we're picking it, if we're doing it, then we know what we're buying. So yeah, I think it would go over well. I think that went over well. So
Okay.
it was funny when you said mystery box. All I could think back to was the episode of Family Guy where they were doing a timeshare presentation, and he's like, they could get a boat, or they could get whatever was in the mystery box. And it's like, wait a second, a boat is a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. Every time somebody says mystery box, that's the only thing I think of is that clip from Family Guy.
I have not seen that clip before. Let's see. Renee says, I wanted that last lot bad, but if I got a box of shirts here, Rob would lose it. I have so much inventory. I could understand that. That's one reason why I'm trying to just liquidate a lot of my death pile quickly like that. Greg says, wow, nice. I remember a while back you tried to get rid of some on an IG post. Yes, I did. I had started that way by making a lot and put it on the post, but no one bit, no one at all. Did you have any luck with that? No, zero luck, zero luck. It was that graphic tee lot. Yeah, the last one. The last one was, and honestly, I didn't hold it off until the end thinking it was going to be the best. But basically, Gary, what it was 12 t-shirts that
Hmm.
was basically in the category like pop culture, right?
Hmm.
The Flash, Marvel,
Hmm.
um,
Star
some
Wars, stuff like that.
kittens with lasers
Hmm.
coming out of their eyes,
Nice.
tie dye, Big Lebowski, Ripple Junction branded t-shirts, just that kind of pop culture-ish type stuff. Zelda gaming, and it went for $80. So
That's not bad at all.
12 shirts, 12 t-shirts for $80. And so that was a very successful scenario. Renee said she would have loved to have gotten it, but she has way too much inventory already. Greg thinks the only thing with mystery boxes is people have such different expectations. That's very true. You can't make everybody happy either.
Yeah.
Stuff you may think is great might not be great to the person. Mystery boxes seem more often than not have issues. Okay,
Well,
so
that's a
let's
fair
talk through
point.
this.
That could be a fair
What
point.
if I was to post a list of the brands that would be in these boxes? Would that make it more successful? Like, you won't necessarily get the brand because I don't have one to go in every single box.
Hmm.
But if I made a public list of the brands, say we were going to do it on a show one night, right? We were going to just say, if you want a mystery box of a large or a medium, here's the cost. Here's the list of brands that we'll find that could be in your boxes, meaning you're going to know. You're going to know
Hmm.
what to expect in the box. That would probably help it.
Yeah.
Post a pic on Instagram as part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
to lead up to it, kind of like publicizing it all.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I will say this, that, sometimes you never know until you try. And if it goes over well, then rock on. If not, then, well, you learned, you know?
Yeah.
So, but you
I
never know
think
until you try. That's always the thing. But I think what
Hey, what's up,
Greg is
KC?
saying, I think it's legit. I think that that's a fair point. So,
Hey, we need to make a trip to South Carolina. You got a reason to work would make you travel to South Carolina?
yeah, of course.
I'm sure you can come
Yeah,
up with one, right?
I can
I'm
always
trying to come up with
something.
one. We got lots of people we could visit in South Carolina. Play some golf. Take our clubs with us too.
Yeah, I could do that.
Why make it a mystery? Why not a reseller lot at a fair price? Well, I don't know how to categorize it. The way I'm thinking is I would then have to put the boxes up together up front and then say box 1 has this in it, box 2 has this in it. I still kind of feel like it's still a mystery. You don't know exactly what's going to be in your box, but you have a better idea as to what to expect, right? Thrifty Junker, how are you, ma'am? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yep, welcome.
Greg says, I really like selling in bulk to other resellers. It allows me to scratch my sourcing itch. Okay, so like you go sourcing not with the intent to resell yourself, but to help another reseller and offload it onto them. Not accumulating a huge death pile and pass it on at good prices to other people. Yeah, I like that idea too. That's kind of why I like that t-shirt idea. It would help get it to other people. Sal, what's up, Sal?
What's up,
Come
Sal?
to Oregon. Oh, I wish I had a reason to come to Oregon. Sal, a big thank you to Sal and everybody here in the chat. This man, not only does he make a great paint job on his tape dispensers, but he backs his product up too with great customer service. I had a mistake on my tape dispenser and a part of it broke off. Man sent me a replacement part free of charge.
That's awesome.
Holds true to his customer service. Thank you, Sal, for doing that. I'm going to get that installed on my tape dispenser, on my Superman tape dispenser, and keep a rocking.
I will say, Sal, I actually did use my tape dispenser the other day for the first package I sent out. So I used it, worked fantastically. I encourage, if anybody does not have one of Sal's tape dispensers, or you're unaware that they even exist, check out his Instagram page. I think he said he had a Facebook page as well about it. Definitely worth the money and definitely worth the cause that a lot of this goes to. So go check him out if you haven't already. It'll be well worth your time.
He started posting a few videos I saw him on Instagram of the dipping job that he does, and those are that's like one of those satisfying videos. You know what I'm saying?
Like so fires cool. Burning, or like somebody cutting wood.
Yeah. Evan seems to think that he's the real reason why we need to come to South Carolina.
I mean, it's hard to argue with. It's hard to argue.
Evan said he's already got a couch on made up for us to sleep on, so that we don't have to get a hotel.
But it's only one couch. Like, there's two of us.
You get the floor. I get the couch.
Is it a recliner? I'll just kick back like that and fall asleep that way.
Let's see. Greg agrees with Ken. I would say a bulk box would be better than a mystery. Okay. I'll take your suggestions into very high consideration as I think about and how this is going to pan out. Yep, we can all play golf. Do they do parties of 6 on the golf course? We have to break up into 3 or 4.
We sure find out.
Okay, Casey. No, man. I get tacos in there. I get drinking
tacos and drinking a beer. A beer.
Some tacos.
A beer.
What does he say? I might need one. Check it out. I need one. Might check it out. Oh, the tape dispenser. Yeah, check him out. You're very welcome, Sal. You're very welcome. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we will. Maybe this summer. I'm sure there's a reason why I need to come to South Carolina for work-related reasons and make it an extended stay. Have you? I did some traveling recently.
Yeah, where'd you go?
We went to Orlando this past weekend. Very, very fun trip to Disney World. It was for my daughter's national cheer competition.
Oh, okay.
I thought they performed well. it was unfortunately the judges didn't think they performed well, and that's just what you get in nationals, right? It's like the best of the best of the best.
I'll say it's such a strict standard, isn't it? You know,
It really is.
everything is down to minute details.
Yeah, so they ended up coming in 20th out of 38.
Okay, I mean that's a good showing though at
Not horrible.
nationals. That's a good showing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. And but the fun part was, of course, all the rides we went on. Have you been to Disney World before?
I have. It's been I went about I don't know, probably about 12 years ago. I went to Disney World and did all that, and then this past Christmas, we went to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Disney Hollywood Studios, and we went to Universal. So, did you do the Hollywood Studios part?
Yep. Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom.
Did you get on Rise of the Resistance?
Did not make it on.
Oh, dude.
They were doing
Oh,
virtual
man.
queue only.
Yep, that's the only way you can get it. And
I
you have
didn't
to be
know how to sign
fast.
up for it. And you have to sign
Oh,
up at
yep.
7 a.m. or
Oh,
1 p.m.
dude,
And
you should have talked to me. I could have guided you through it because we did it and we got in. And I mean, I refreshed that page when my clock rolled over at 7 a.m. and we were 66th group that got in.
Golly.
Yes. They say on the page that milliseconds matter.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I was
no,
like, yeah.
I
So
didn't
I kind
get
of felt
in.
lucky that we did, but yeah, it's worth it too. I'll say that it is worth it. So
I did
you
watch
get
the
that.
video though, because since I didn't get to ride it, and I won't be going back for quite a
Mhm.
while. It's a 15-minute video, which means the whole experience of that ride
Yeah,
from start to finish is 15 minutes.
it is.
That's
And
crazy.
the funny thing is, I'll say it doesn't seem that long, but it's definitely immersive.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about like as close to as you can probably come to doing something related to Star Wars, that's got to be it. Like
Yeah.
I can't think of any other way to simulate it on that scale with that money and all that they put into it.
Yeah.
I mean, the holograms look so real, you would swear it's a real person. Like it's to that level. You
I
know,
believe it.
you feel you feel the heat from the fires, you feel the cold breeze of I mean, you feel all that, you know,
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
addition to sort of the visual effects that you see. So yeah.
My rescue resale says my daughter cheered competitive for 8 years. Crazy fun, but super nuts. It is so super nuts. I think I still have shoulder damage from rolling her hair. Luckily, I don't have to do that. She can do her own hair. In fact, I don't think she would let anybody try to do her hair
I was
for
saying,
her.
she's not letting you touch her hair. I know that.
I will admit though that I think with her competitive cheer, both at high school and at I guess it's at the local county level. It's an arm and a leg. It's an arm and a freaking leg. I'm probably paying a college
Mhm.
tuition every year that she does it. But I think it's good for her. I've always thought that some sort of extracurricular activity is necessary for kids, period.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And her choice was cheer, and I'm invested in it. I want to help
Mhm.
her be the best she can be, and I don't want a limitation such as money to stop her from being the best she could be in that sport.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that, you know, especially when it comes to, like you say, extracurriculars, organized
Man.
sports, and things like that, I think they teach so many lessons that aren't even just related to sort of the physical aspect of it. I think you learn things like teamwork, you learn accountability, you learn scheduling, you learn discipline. I mean, all of these things come into play. You know, which it's almost a shame to see, you know, organized sports in youth, you know. I hate to use the word monetized. I hate to think of it that way. You know, there should be a lot more recreational programs available for youth to
Mhm.
where they're inexpensive to do, to where they're easy to access, and where, you know, you get community that helps volunteer to do it. Just the act of doing something like that. You don't have to win the season. You don't have to prep them to be in the World Series. You just have to be somebody for them. And for a lot of these kids, sometimes that is all they have. You know, the
Right.
coach that's coaching them is the role model they have. So it's, you know, I think that the value of that goes far and above, you know, the idea of scholarships or you're going to play professional one day or something like that. I mean, I would say that, there's two things that changed my life as a youth, and one is not professional sports. One is recreational sports, and the other was Boy Scouts. Those two things changed the direction, the trajectory that I was on forever. So that's why I feel so passionate about it.
I don't think that even if my son, let's say my son was the best at soccer, I don't necessarily think that soccer scholarship for college is something I would want to put all my eggs in a basket. Right?
Mm-mm.
I prefer that they get their good grades because they deserve their good grades because they're smart, they're well educated.
Well,
and I also feel like that a sports scholarship is not a guaranteed thing. Like you could get it the first year, and no guarantee in the following years after that. So
and of course everybody's mileage may vary on this too. So this is a very general statement, but I also think that if you are on a sports scholarship, that you have it more difficult when it comes to keeping your grades to stay academically eligible. That the college experience, because if you're not studying, you're practicing.
Yep.
Or you're in the gym, or you're doing something to stay to where you can keep your scholarship more so than keeping grades. Plus, you have to keep grades to keep your scholarship to stay academically eligible.
Yep.
So
catch-22.
It is a catch-22, and I feel like there are so many parents out there, and I saw this whenever travel soccer happened, that they think that, oh well, I'm signing up my kid to play $2,000-$3,000 a season to go play travel soccer, and they're going to play for the U.S. national team one day, or in MLS, or in the Premier League in England one day. But it's just not the case. And with all that money you're spending, if you were to actually invest that money in a ESA program, you would have the money for college.
Yeah.
Regardless, they're going to college regardless, whether it's scholarship or not, because you've got the money there. So it's almost like you're banking on, you're spending money into something that may or may not happen, versus a guarantee that it will happen if you put that money there. I've never been able to understand it, but again, everybody's mileage may vary. That was my experience with it. And it's just how it is. So how it is. So
Renee said that she wiped out her 401 with her cheer for her daughter, and it looks like her son's travel ice hockey. So those two things together, if they cost equivalently, then I could completely understand what kind of money she's spending. Because I'm just doing cheer with my daughter, and I'm not doing anything with my son yet. He's in Taekwondo though, so I feel that it may come eventually. Greg, I've heard about cheer, one of the most expensive sports to be involved in. I was talking to one of the dads at the competition while we were down there, and I was like, there's one group that puts all of this cheer stuff together. Their name is Varsity.
Yeah, they were featured in that Netflix show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were talking, we're like, we could if we could create a second group, take all the flaws that this group has and fix them and charge half the amount, we'd still come out millionaires. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Fix the flaws, charge half the amount, we'd still come out millionaires. I think we could do it. My daughter just started horseback riding, Evan says. I may have a real job now. May have to get a real job.
That's right. They don't
you
sell
buy
hay
a
bales
horse?
At Goodwill. Yep. They don't sell hay bales
horses
at Goodwill.
Are really expensive.
Yeah.
That's not a rabbit. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bunny rabbit. That's not a little kitty cat. That's a big old animal. You got to have a lot of money to raise that horse. Hey, Sarah, thanks for hanging out with us. Hi, I also raised a competitive cheerleader. She's 19 now. Those days are over. A sigh of relief, I'm sure.
That's right.
Hey, Chandra. Hey, how are you doing tonight?
Hey,
Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us tonight.
Welcome,
we appreciate you. If you got any questions, just let us know what they are in the chat. Greg agrees with you, Gary, that statements you were saying about the scholarships and stuff like that. Good deal. Let's see. Let's jump down real quick. My other daughter was a competitive soccer player. 5 years, thousands of dollars later, she lost the heart and it was over. So I got the investment comments from Gary. So I get the investment comments. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think, again, it's kind of hit or miss. And for some people, I think it works. For some, it may not. And I think it's a roll of the dice that you take. Everybody makes choices,
Yep.
and that's you own it. That's all.
Yep.
Just own whatever decision you make. And I'd like to see, whenever our youngest was playing in travel soccer, he really enjoyed it. I mean, he really did. He in the same sort of vein did lose interest in it eventually. I think for him, it was more about the fact that it was dominating all of his time, and
Yeah.
he didn't have time for anything else. And so he lost interest that way. He wanted to be a lot more social with things, and I totally get that too.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoyed watching him play. Obviously, and when he would score a goal, his eyes would light up, and so it's a cool thing. So
it really is.
I can't knock it too much.
Well, have you made any really cool sales recently? It says, say, in the past week or two since we've had our last show.
Oh man, I've been dominating in the last couple of weeks. Not necessarily with a huge amount of volume, but the things that I've sold.
Oh yeah,
just blown away by some of the things that I sold. So I found
I'm going to pull them up real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Which one are you pulling up first?
I don't know. I'm going to try to find your page first.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk.
Oh, well, I was going to say one thing that you may not see on there that Adam may not pull up is I've been selling a bunch of these vintage Matchbox NFL trucks. They're like semi-truck trailers with NFL teams on them. Some NFL teams that don't even exist anymore, like the Houston Oilers. I actually sold that one the other day. But they're from 93 and 94, and I had a big batch of them. And so I've actually been selling those like hotcakes. And I acquired them. They were actually in my parents' attic, I think it was. We just sort of bought them and did that.
My parents cleaned out their attic, and I've got nothing left in there to sell.
Right. It was really heartbreaking when my mother gave away all of my old Nintendo games.
Check this out.
They all had the boxes too, and the manuals and all that. I was crushed when she told me that. So that horrible. That backpack, it's a military issue backpack. It's Specialty Defense is the name of the company. Mm-hmm. I picked it up for $10 at Goodwill. It's probably been a while. It's been sitting on there a while, but I always have the saying, everything sells eventually. I say that all the time. And I got
that's okay.
Yeah, I got $130 for it. The only downside is I had done free shipping on it just to see if I could move it, because again, it sat out there for a while.
Yeah.
The person that bought it, lo and behold, lives in Alaska. So I had to spend $20 to ship it.
It was worth it. It's out of your inventory. You made probably a good $80 off of it, right?
And that's a big item out of inventory. Backpack takes up some space. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, I am not complaining. I'll tell you what, I'll ship to Alaska all day long if I can make $100 on it.
Yeah, that's true.
So all day and all night.
We got another one of these Buffalo Bills Matchbox trucks.
Yep, I've been selling those.
How many did you have of those?
Oh, geez. Probably about 15, 16 of them, somewhere around there. Cool. And I think I've sold at least half so far. So
Renee says, is the eBay server down? Just tried to list and got that message. I don't know. Well, I haven't tried to list to get a message.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in the chat may know if they're doing a listing currently.
Let's do a live test. Sell one like this. I've got no message so far, but then again, I didn't hit list yet, so maybe that's where the message is coming up. You had another really big sale last week, didn't you?
Yeah, sure did. So sort of rewind back to I'd say to about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago.
I was about to say I can't go back far.
No. Well, that's when I bought it. Now, when I sold it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, somewhere around there. Looking at the date on there. So I saw these Oakleys in a case. They were in a large case, and I thought, there's no way that these have the actual glasses in them. I thought it was just the Oakley case.
Right.
I was wrong. It was a pair of Oakleys in there. And they were the Oakley Thumps. Now, if anybody remembers these were one of those MP3 players that you could actually wear. So, in other words, Oakley was sort of coming up with wearables back in the day.
Yeah,
so
they were.
You had these little earbuds, as you can see, that go into your ear, and you can put, I think it was, I can't remember the capacity, maybe 256
Megabytes
of storage
maybe
space on
20
there.
songs.
So you can put some songs on there. So you go get your little workout on, you go rock it and all that stuff. And you could listen to music while you did it. So again, Oakley foraying into this for a long time. Now, these are old enough to where they date back, but right in the generations of the first iPods, etc. Now, this pattern that you see on there is called like the black tribal iridium or something like that pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
it's
can
almost
see
sort
it
of like
right
this
here.
tiger stripe, swirly, tribal looking thing. So apparently this pattern is very, very rare. Now, these do not work. If they worked, I probably could have gotten double for what I got.
Wow.
So I sold them for what did it say? $145, I think it was, $144.99 free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
I bought these for $3.99 about 2 years ago from a thrift store in Birmingham, Alabama.
And it looks like you took the pictures about 3 years ago.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I probably did.
Uncentered.
Hey, that was sometimes you rush
hilarious.
to get things done. Hey, everything
You wanted to
sells.
make that money.
That's right. Everything sells eventually. So yeah, so that was sort of my big ticket that I sold, that in the backpack. I mean,
That is
so where
cool,
I look
dude.
at my percentage of sales over this time last year, and it's like, whoa, So
That's awesome.
yep,
That's
of course
some two really good sales.
it's Birkenstock season, so everybody's buying those. That's why I put them. I don't know if I said that in a hot or not. I think a few shows back, but
What, Birkenstock?
yeah. I mean, just it's always a pickup for me because I never hang on to them very long. Even if I'm only making $25 or so. Yeah, I mean, I always sell them. So, but yeah, so life's been good.
You've been selling a lot of Oakleys lately.
I have been.
Is that the same pair? That's not the same pair, is it?
No, it's not the same pair. I actually sold and the ones that you see that sold for $69, those were, I mean, the lenses were actually quite, well used, but because of the frame, it was I think the half wire is what they were called.
Right.
Those were very desirable, and so because of that, they sold pretty quickly.
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. I a couple of weeks ago, let's see, it was the Friday before I went to Disney. I went to an estate sale, and I found at the estate sale some very expensive items. But I was like, I'm not going to spend this kind of money on these items. But I found a full stereo set cabinet, like 6 major pieces of equipment, the cabinet, the 40-inch floor standing speakers. They wanted $250 for that. But they also had Blu-ray players, VCRs, other electronics. And they also had this cool vintage G.I. Joe Jeep that was, I mean, it was pretty long. It was more than 20 inches long, but it had the trailer with it too.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, it was really, really awesome. They wanted 110 just for the Jeep and the trailer. And I wasn't
the people at the estate sale wanted that much for it.
Yeah. I just told them I wasn't going to pay that much. And so I said, what time do y'all close today? And they said, we close around 3. I said, well, I'll come back closer to 3 and see what's still here. Right. So my plan was I came back, I looked everything up because I took pictures of model numbers and stuff like that. And my plan was to go back with a number in mind that I would not go over, but try to negotiate. Right. And let's just say my plan worked. The number I didn't want to go over was 250. And I added all the stuff. I told them all the stuff I was interested in. I went back at 245, told them all the stuff I was interested in, and they added it all up. And they were like, well, we would like 420. That's the total price, but it's 25% off day. And they said a number. I think they said 315 or 320 or something like that. And I said, I'm willing to just take the chance that some of it's still going to be here when you go down to like 50% day or something like that. Right. So I started to turn and walk away. And the lady said, well, what number did you have in mind? And I was like, I'll be honest with you. Since you said 315, it was much higher than my top cost. So I'm going to just flat out tell you, I'm not going to pay more than 250. Period. The end. I'm not going to pay more than 250. Yeah. And what the guy looked at the lady and the lady looked at the guy and he like nodded at her and she goes, okay, sell it to him. So I ended up basically getting all of that equipment for the price of just the stereo equipment. and I've already offloaded 3 major parts of it. Like here, I was going to show you here real quick. I've offloaded the preamp for $145 plus shipping.
Nice.
In fact, this is the only 4 items. I've sold 4 items, and they're the only 4 items I've taken the time to test and list, and they've all sold within the week. So I sold the preamp for $144.95 plus shipping. I sold, this is a Logitech Harmony remote control that I got with the deal and I sold it for $30 plus shipping. The amplifier for $100 plus shipping, the turntable for $75 plus shipping, and then the universal remote control for $40 with free shipping. Now that was a sleeper. I honestly didn't even realize there was that remote was going to be expensive like that. I didn't even bother looking it up. Yeah. In fact, when I went back and loaded up the equipment, I knew there was a remote control, but I got home and I was like, wait a minute, I can't find the remote control anywhere. So I called him and I said, is the remote still on the table? Did you sell it by itself to somebody else? Do you know what's going on? And luckily they were only within 2 miles of my house. So I drove back there and they said, take a look around. And I found it under one of the display tables, wrapped up in one of the tablecloths that was too long for the table. And I was like, hey, found it. And they were like, okay, good. And of course, they didn't charge me any more for it because it was part of the deal originally, right?
Right.
And but man, that was a sleeper. $40 for just that remote control all by itself.
That's not bad at all.
Another really cool deal that ended up talk about lemonade, making lemonade out of bad lemons. This Game of Life game would have been worth $30, but I paid $3 for it, but it was missing some pieces, so I parted it out. And the first sale I made off of it, I'm in the profit already.
Nice.
I made 7 different listings out of the parts, and this one already sold for $14 free shipping, and so I'm already in the profit.
Nice.
It sold twice actually. This one canceled though. The first guy who bought it canceled on me. Then it sold again within 24 hours. And check this dinosaur out. This little 8-inch plush dinosaur. $40 for an 8-inch plush.
Crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man.
Totally crazy. Oh, we got a couple of people up in here that have shown up recently. We got Nikki Loves Snacks. Thanks for coming in,
How's it
Nikki.
Going?
Appreciate it. The Jeep was cool. She meant to say Jeep. See, she corrected herself. The Jeep was cool. The Jeep, not keep. Yeah, it was cool. So I sold the Jeep. The story behind that is, man, I listed the Jeep and the trailer together on eBay for $29.95. And the reason why I underpriced it so much was because there was more damage to it than I thought that there was. Yeah. There was marker on it. There was broken bumpers. I couldn't even figure out how to connect the trailer to the Jeep itself.
So it's like a real Jeep then, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it really is. There was a missing windshield. There was some melting marks across the top of the hood. But this guy said, I'll buy just the trailer for $29.95 if you can make me a better deal on the shipping. So I did, and he bought it. And so I listed the trailer by itself, and I ended up selling it for $25 plus shipping. So I made almost twice as much as I thought I was originally going to make on that Jeep. Even with all the marks and bad things about it. So I ended up doing all right with that sale. I got to list the other 3 parts of the stereo equipment, but I have full faith that they're going to sell just as quick as these other 3 parts. Now, I started with the more expensive parts first, obviously, right?
Right.
So let's see. I got a tuner left, a cassette deck, and a CD player left. And then the speakers. The speakers are on Facebook Marketplace if anybody's interested.
Right. Hey, I was going to say, I actually had a quite awesome acquisition I guess you could call it a pick. I'm taking it and I'm flipping it. That's my intention when I bought it. It's definitely the most expensive thing I've ever bought to flip. It'll definitely be the highest profit that I've ever made flipping something.
What's that?
I bought another Jeep.
Did you flip a Jeep?
Flip a Jeep, yeah.
What color is it?
It's black. It's black.
Okay.
It's a 1995 Jeep Wrangler YJ.
Cool.
My buddy, he sold.
That's a big flip, dude.
It is a big flip. I wouldn't even say it's a big gamble because the hardest part is not keeping it for myself.
Oh, come
Because the
on.
price I got it at is insane. And for those in the chat that follow Jeeps or anything like that, if there is anybody out there, obviously you know that I'm a Jeep enthusiast, and that's part of what my channel, Dixie Overland on YouTube. If you haven't been out there yet, please go like,
Links
share,
in
and
the
subscribe.
description
Yeah,
below.
link is in the description. That this is sort of one of those things where this particular vehicle is especially becoming very hot right now in the collector market of Jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first year of the Wrangler. Like, not a lot of people know that. Like, now it's
No.
not the first year model of it, but it's the first generation of the Wrangler. See, the Wrangler was never called the Wrangler until the YJ came out in 1987. So
And the
before
YJ
that,
stands for.
it doesn't really stand for anything. It's just a model
What?
designation. Yeah,
Okay.
there's
Okay.
no speculation as to what it actually means. But it's kind of like the generation after that was called the TJ, and then the next one after that was called the JK. Next one after that is JL. So they really just have model designations. They don't have that. Now Flippy says that YJ real Jeeps have round headlights. I agree with that. But I will say this: that YJ. Anybody want to take a stab at what I paid for it? Anybody take a stab at what I paid for it? It is
$5,000.
it's not lifted. It has never been off-roaded. It's in great condition. It's
95, you said?
Yeah, it's a 1995. Again, these are becoming collectible. It's got all half doors, soft top, etc. All those components that are practically brand new. Anybody want to take a stab at what I paid?
No idea.
Tina says 4,500. It is a four-cylinder Flippy. Yes, it is. I wish it was the inline six. That would have been super.
While they're
But it
guessing,
is
real
not.
quick, Nikki Love Snack says, I found the plastic Pizza Hut puppets.
Oh, of
I
the
don't.
Land Before Time. I think that's what you
Oh,
were talking
okay.
about before. I
So
used to
yeah, the
have those.
dinosaur is Land Before Time.
Mhm.
It's called It's called Chomper. I
Mm,
know who Littlefoot is, but I don't think this is little. This isn't Littlefoot. It's Chomper. I don't
mm.
think they're the same character.
But
Let's see. They got 4,500. You got 4,000. Yay! What's up, Kayla? How are you?
what's up, Kayla? How you doing?
Thanks for joining us tonight. We got Flippy with 1,800 in the guessing game. Okay, so I say 5,000. What's your number? What'd you pay?
$800.
No way.
Paid $800.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
It has a fuel leak, which I am in the
You
process
can
of
fix
fixing.
that.
Yeah, I'm in the process of fixing it now. I've diagnosed it, and basically it's just a matter of taking bits off, putting bits on, but that's not an expensive thing.
All right, what's the flip
at
going to
all.
be for?
I'm going to ask 7.
I think that's relatively good. I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to
that's
ask
very
that, and I'll see where
competitive.
it goes. Yeah, I'll
Very
see where it
competitive.
goes. I've seen some YJ selling on Facebook Marketplace, or at least priced in that region, and these ones have had stuff done to them. Again, for people who want to buy a older Jeep, they want nothing done to it because they want it to be like it came off the showroom floor, and for it to be almost as stock as possible, because that's what makes it a collector thing. It's
Yeah.
hard to unmodify when you've modified something to the point where you've had to either cut fenders, or you've had to you've done significant damage to it underneath, or parts are worn out, or you swapped axles and all these things. It's hard to get it back to that sort of true original condition that it had. So
Oh, Nikki, he's heard it several times.
daily at this point, Nikki, daily. But I take that as a compliment. So thank you.
It is. You
And
know,
if
I
anybody
gotta
knows where I
say,
can get voiceover work done, please let me know, because everybody tells me I should do that.
hey,
So
Retro Dealer 64. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Did I miss anything? We're just having some good old conversation. I'm glad you've decided to join us. That's a new name. I don't think I've seen it here before, so I really appreciate you joining us tonight. I must say, okay, everybody in the chat, I know we're talking Jeeps, but this is Reseller Late Show. I love the fact that Gary has taken his passion for Jeeps and his passion for reselling, and now he's kind of merged the two with this. I am very interested in how this pans out. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, you may have to do a little bit of work to get the full potential value that you're looking for, right?
Yep.
What do we do to the shoes we pick up at Goodwill every day?
Just about to say
We
it's no
gotta
different than
clean 'em.
cleaning up shoes or washing a shirt or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
do a
do
little
something.
bit of work to make it into the condition worth reselling. And bravo to you. You got
Thank you.
that's a next level step in my
And
opinion.
and I'll tell you, as a disclaimer to this, again, a buddy of mine sold me this. I told him, I said, dude, if you put this on Facebook, the way it sits without it running, you'll get 4 times what you're quoting me on the price. And he says, yeah, he says, I just don't want to have to deal with all that. He says,
Yeah.
so if you want it, then it's yours. And I said, now I'm gonna resell it. That's my goal here. And he says, oh, that's cool. I don't care what you do with it afterwards. So I said, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good. So,
Yeah.
and this, I think, when it comes to flipping for me, I mean, of course, I'm still going to do the eBay stuff and all that because it's fun and I like the little extra money it
Nikki
adds
said
in.
my voice ain't shabby. That's okay. You don't have to make me feel any better. I know it's a little scruffy from all the talking right now. It's
Right.
no harm, no foul.
But
And Retro Dealer said I'm brand new mint condition. Okay.
he's new to the chat. He's new to the chat.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Mint
Very cool.
condition.
Very cool.
Engaging resellers up in the house. What's up, Plush King?
What's going on, y'all?
Been designated the official Plush King if you didn't know that.
I did not, but I know now. So, yeah. So I'm hoping that I've already got my eye on a couple of more projects that I've seen out there that people have for sale or they don't have for sale.
Yeah.
But I saw a Jeep the other day that was. It must be at least a 99 model, and it was buried under a bunch of pine straw and leaves and all that in somebody's carport. And I'm thinking that Jeep hasn't moved for 2 years,
Right.
3 years, something like that. So if I go knock on their door and I say, hey, look, I'll take it for $1,500 the way it sits, and I'll tow it out of your yard.
I would like you to somehow showcase this on your channel. I will watch it. One thing I think that this is myself included. I'm including myself when I say this. We do a lot of reseller videos that include a lot of thrifting from Goodwills and thrift stores and Salvation Armies. I want to see that out of the box flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mystery boxes start to get into that realm, but they're still kind of from the thrift store, if you will, like when they're offloading major pallets of overstock.
Oh yeah.
Retail arbitrage, but in essence, it's the same thought process. I'm just interested
it's the exact
in the
same
story
thing.
of how your story with this Jeep flip pans out. You never know. This might turn into a regular gig for you.
I mean, honestly,
take 15, 20, 25% off the money you make off this Jeep, put it into another flip, right?
Yep, that's exactly. And it's funny because looking, and you mentioned the reselling and how similar it is. It's the exact same thing. And if you've applied the exact same,
thanks for coming out, Nikki. Don't enjoy Cinco de Mayo too much.
We'll try not to. I haven't had my Mexican beer yet. I need to. I've got a Dos Equis sitting in the fridge. But I was going to say that there's the discipline that you have in learning how to resell. That you do take some of your profit and you invest it in more. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to build and build and build. And that's what I told my wife. I said, I can snag this Jeep for $800, which is a steal if I was just buying it for me to tinker on. But if I can take this and I can sell it for what I'm asking for, then that means that I can go buy another Jeep similar to it or whatever and continue to do this. And then before long, we'll be looking at a commercial building to store them in while we're waiting for them to sell because I don't have enough room here at my house to store them. So that's kind of that's actually at this point the only roadblock that keeps me from going and getting that other one that I saw. I don't have a place to put it.
And you know what? We all resellers run into an issue with storage.
Inventory, yeah, that's right.
Cajun reseller is going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo with eating pizza. Revenge of the Sixth. Oh God, I've never heard of that one. I get it though. It's Star Wars reference for anybody who didn't get it.
Yeah, and the Hangover Day. I've had the Revenge of the Sixth happen to me a couple of times.
My hubby is Mexican and we're eating Korean.
Now that's interesting.
That's a turn of events on that one. That's hilarious.
I did see a thing. It said, happy anniversary to the Battle of Puebla. Just so you know what you're all drinking about today.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. So that's going to be an awesome flip. I cannot wait to see
Yeah.
that video. I'm editing the video for Disney. I've got like hours of footage to try to make a good what sold / Disney vacation video. I want to try to keep it under 30 minutes though, so it's going to be a bunch of snippets, but having a lot of fun with it. I think everybody's going to enjoy it. I really do believe that. I wanted to say huge thanks to Adventures with Victoria and Nana Tink for helping me out with the t-shirt auction that they allowed me to do on their channel last night. And because of that and the support of the viewers and subscribers to their channels, I've hit the 500 mark and I'm now exceeded it. And that is a huge milestone that I've been just stretching for so long. It felt like it was never going to get here, if you know what I mean. It's like you see the number go up and then come down and then go up and then come down and then come up and then come down. And so when I hit the 500, and so to me, I feel like 1,000 is the next best milestone to shoot for, right? But I've always been one to want to shoot for the stars. What do they say? Aim for the moon, and if you miss, you land among the stars. I want to go for 2,000 by the end of this year. I really just feel like if I shoot for 2,000, I'll at least make 1,000. I'll be happy, right? So
Absolutely.
If you guys have not subscribed, please do so. Gary's channel is also in the description below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. We got the source report with Josh on Flips Finds Funds coming up at 9 o'clock on his channel. And I'm going to see if I can quickly find his link, because I want to ask everyone in the chat to go visit them and support them, because honestly, they support me so much. I just want my chat to go support them as well. Gary, any final thoughts or closing remarks you'd like to share with our chat today about reselling or anything else in that respect?
I think, everybody in here probably already has the niche. But if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you watch this show at a later time, find your niche. Find what you're passionate about selling and doing, and it'll come naturally to you. The idea of flipping Jeeps, like I was sort of, when I bought that Jeep, I said to my wife, why is it taking me this long to do this?
Yeah.
Why is it taking me this long? And, knowing it's not even just the money part of it. The money looks really good. Trust me, the money will look really good, especially imagine you sell 5, 6, or 7 of these, right? I'll make more money doing that than I'll ever have made doing eBay picking for a decade. But the thing is it's not just that. It's the fact that I can feel so involved in what I'm doing. I feel more a sense of urgency to do the repairs that need to be done, or the cleanup that needs to be done. I was scrubbing leather seats that have had what I said to my wife, I said, it's had 35 years of butts and nuts in these seats. I said, and so I've got to clean these and scrub these, and feel free to use that.
Wear rubber
phrase,
gloves when you do it.
That's right. But I'll tell you what, it's cleaning up really nice. It's turning into a nice little rig. So
good.
I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to share what happens with it.
Cajun said he's found his niche. It's plush.
Heck
I
yeah.
believe it too. You watch his videos, you'll learn a lot about plush. Mr. Harry Tornado, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Tornado warning in here. Tornado warning.
Thanks so much, Josh, for coming out. You did just make it to the end. We are going to ask that the chat makes their way over to Josh at Flips Finds Funds to support them on their channel with the source report. Josh and his co-host Jimmy, Old School Flips, and everybody, I'm just so happy that y'all joined us tonight. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. I hope everybody has a good night, and stay tuned to the next videos that will be coming out soon.
Yep. And for those that subscribe to me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think it was the butts and nuts comment that probably really drove it over the edge. But there's more of that on the channel, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I hope y'all have a great night. Have a good one.
Take care, y'all.